So hi, welcome to Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
I am Mike D from Killswitch Engage, Death Ray Vision, and Overcast.
And some questions about their upcoming album, No Mercy, from Electric Eyes. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
Well, the response has been great. We actually handed in the record in October of last year, so we've just been biding our time, just waiting for this thing to come out, and it finally comes out June 30th. So we still got a couple weeks left here, but the videos have gone over pretty well, and everyone seems to dig what's going on. So it's about all you can hope for.
Hell yeah, the album rocks.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Thank you. Do you guys have the full record then?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. Some people don't that have been interviewing me, so it's weird. I'm glad that you guys got it then. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
The cover art is something I did, and it's just like a menacing sort of ethereal figure staring at you, giving you the heebie-jeebies, and maybe paying too much attention to a person. I imagine myself being this little guy getting looked at from above. You would think maybe Electric Eyes would be something that would be in the air, some sort of drone or something like that. If you put it into real world perspective, I just thought of an ethereal being kind of beating its eyes on you, but same kind of feeling of being watched, being stared at. And I believe the album title came from a song, but mostly based or loosely based on a Judas Priest song. So that's kind of how we got that.
All right, makes sense.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
Well, it started during the pandemic, as a lot of bands had been writing during the pandemic. There's really nothing else to do. At that point, we had parted ways with our singer from the last record, Jeff, and we had thought about a new singer and what we were going to do. And Pete had brought up the idea of asking Keith Bennett, who is now in the band. He's an old elder statesman, probably first generation Boston hardcore aficionado, and we're kind of a little bit slightly younger, so we just weren't sure if he'd be into it at all. Maybe he'd just be too far below him, but he said he loved the music and he'd love to try it out. He actually didn't know of the band at all. This is our 10th year being a band. A lot of people don't know of the band. We kind of kept it. We really just wanted to do clubs and stuff like that, and just play when I wasn't on tour with Killswitch. That was kind of the original idea, but now it's taken on a life of its own. So anyways, we tried out Keith, and he was the only guy we tried out. We're just excited that he really wanted to do it, and he fit perfectly. And I feel like Brian Fair was in the band from Shadows Fall for the first record, and ever since then we've been kind of scrambling to try and replace him because he has such a unique voice. And I think we finally figured out the combo to making Death Ray Vision as powerful as it can be.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So Keith, like he was pretty seamless, like into the writing process and everything for you guys.
We had most of the songs were done. I think we had 13 or 14 songs done, just because pandemic, you just got nothing else to do but write. So when he stepped into the shoes, there were a few lyrics already on the table for him, and then he filled in the blanks and then wrote for a bunch of different songs after that. But we were just shocked at how exactly what you said, seamless that everything was from beginning to end. It was a dream come true. You don't usually have that kind of synergy in bands, and we finally figured it out after 10 years.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
There's no better time than the present, you know?
Sure.
So what song off this album took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
They're all pretty fast to write. A lot of we all bring riffs and songs to the table, everyone in the band. A lot of my stuff might have been Killswitch stuff that was axed, that we just transposed into a higher tuning, because Death Ray is in E drop D and Killswitch is in D drop C, so it's definitely down a whole scale. Pete just writes. We have to tell Pete to cut it out. Pete calm down, stop writing. We gotta just figure. You're giving us like 14 songs here. Just calm down. So writing has never been an issue with the band. It's always just like, oh my God, we have too many songs. We have too much time on our hands and too many songs. So in that respect, none of them are hard. And I think that's the cool part is sometimes when sometimes when you're writing stuff and it comes naturally, they end up being cooler songs. Sometimes in the struggle, you can ruin a song, which I've done many times. Sometimes you can make it better as well. But occasionally it just goes south. So in that respect, it was really easy, stress-free, this band. I mean, we're not writing radio singles or anything like that. So it's not a lot of stress in that respect. We're just doing it for us, we're not trying to impress anybody, which is great. It's cool to be in a band that we are just doing our thing. And if people like it, it's a plus. As far as songs that I like from the record, Behead the King is really cool. Pete wrote that first, I think, out of all his demos, and it's the first song on the record. It really has a lot of impact, and we've been playing it first on all our live shows. It really makes sense. It was the first video that came out and kind of the first that everyone got to hear the new singer. So I think that makes a lot of sense.
All right. And,
Absolutely.
across the board in all of your bands, is the writing process that simple where it's like, if it's not cracking, you don't keep pushing it? Or in some of your other bands, are you like, well, we have to keep pushing because like we kind of believe in this song?
Well, Killswitch has been doing something different this time around. Usually when we record, we all just bring demos to the table. We have a listening party. We all sit down in front of the computer and go through Pro Tools and maybe rewrite a song or maybe add to a song with everyone in the room. So it sort of has people's stamp on it, but not really. This time around, we went back to the beginning drawing board when we first used to jam, and we came to the table. We set aside a week, and we all came to the table with ideas, but no full tunes, and just wrote on the spot with everyone in the room. And it feels more cohesive now. It feels really cool. I can't see us writing another way with Killswitch anymore. We really loved the feel of it and that everyone got to have a say. So we took 6 days, we wrote 6 songs. Then we took a couple months off. We did another week and did another 6 songs. So we had 12 songs within a month and a half, which is really fast for Killswitch. So now it's just a big waiting game of getting the lyrics to the right area, which they're pretty darn close at this point. And that's always the last thing to come on that. Death Ray is easy. Death Ray is so easy. And that's what I love about it is everyone knows their parts. Everyone knows what to do and everyone plays really well. So writing is a cinch. So fast.
That's good.
Overcast was a lot different. It took us years to write songs, and a lot of our records have kind of the same songs redone over again because we just didn't have enough material to fill a record. So in that respect, we would struggle with songs for months and sometimes years to try and salvage something out of it.
That's wild.
that's a while ago.
Yeah. So I'm assuming based on what you said, there's a Killswitch Engage album that's being worked on. I want to clarify because obviously I had to ask the cliche question at some point during the interview.
Yes. It's funny. We've been working on it since last year for sure. I know is when we've been meeting up. So it's been a little bit. It's been a lot longer than we thought it was going to take, but I think it's because we're really fine-tooth combing everything and getting everything exactly the way everyone wants, which we've never done before. Sometimes it's a struggle if people, one person's pulling one way, one person's pulling another way. Sometimes you just have to just put on the blinders and say, Adam, do what you do best. You're the producer. You handle it. It doesn't always come out maybe the way everyone wants it, or there can be pushes and pulls that people don't really foresee coming. But I think this way, everyone has been in an email chain. Everyone's been talking. Jesse's been incredibly easy to get to talk to about changing lyrics or maybe simplifying parts or maybe even making parts crazier. It's been awesome. It's been really cool. It's been one of the brighter parts of my day is talking about the new Killswitch record. It's pretty rad that it's going so well.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully it'll be done soon. I don't think it's going to come out till next year though, with all the recording we have to do, but you never know.
Fair enough.
All right.
Well, stoked whenever the time comes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener? Closer be a closer? Did you shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
I don't know if I write terrible songs or if it's just the way my songs go, but mine are always like at the very end, and Pete's are always at the very beginning. He just knows how to open a record, and I know how to close it. I don't know if it's just been the way with every Death Ray Vision record and a lot of Killswitch records. I'm like the closing track. That's just the way that goes. Sequencing tracks and stuff like that is pretty tough, especially when you like all the songs that are on the record. So you got to really take into consideration the ebb and the flow of the entire record, and sort of overall get a big picture from standing far away. A lot of times you're so in the project that you can't see what actually is happening. You have to stand back and kind of take a breath for a second and look at it from a different direction. And that's what it usually takes to sequence a record for me anyways.
Okay, that makes sense. I do think that the closer is great. My only complaint is like it just kind of abruptly ends, and I'm just like, God damn it, it like leaves me wanting more.
That was done on purpose.
And I fucking hate when a record just leaves me wanting more. It's like, God fucking damn it. But
Just put it on repeat.
As a musician, that's what we want to do. That's like our favorite thing. That feels good to hear, actually. Although you're bummed on it, that makes me super happy.
That's good. That's good.
Fuck yeah. So would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this record?
So it was pandemic, so everyone was terrified. Everyone was scared that we could never play music again in a live situation. Everyone was nervous about wearing masks and all that stuff. So I think a lot of that seeped into the record. The struggle, the fear of society breaking down, and also the ability to raise your voice and speak out against things that you may not believe in, the government or protesting or any of that stuff. This record is definitely more of a political record than I've ever been used to, but that is Keith's input into the band. We really want to be cognizant of what he believes in and what he holds true, and we want to write and perform things that he's going to be able to say confidently. So we're going down different avenues now and political stuff.
All right.
And, that was a weird term for it, but
yeah,
I think it's working out. It's more of a punk rock kind of thing. It reminds me of a little bit of a Dead Kennedys vibe, even though these days riot footage is considered YouTube banning style.
Yeah.
But they're all right with it, I guess.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I think that what you guys are talking about on the record just is a sign of when you guys wrote the record, in the midst of the pandemic and everything that was going on. So it makes sense.
There's
to be
a lot of
talking
fear.
about that.
I'm sure you guys were terrified, as everyone was. In the very, very beginning, Killswitch was just leaving for a tour. We had played 2 dates, and then the government was like, "No, you're going home." And we had another month and a half or so left on the tour. So going home after 2 days and spending all that money for a bus and crew, and just being worried about our crew and promising them a certain amount of money, they have to go home to family and not have what we promised them, and just a lot of bum out situations for everybody. But you get home and you just think, oh man, you're in tour brain. There's like a home brain and there's a tour brain, and sometimes you get lost in one or the other. And I was completely lost in tour brain, and I could not even get off the couch for 2 or 3 months or do anything, no graphic design, no nothing. It was just a lot of hanging with my girl and making sure that she knows that I love her and that we're in this together kind of a situation. And I feel like a lot of that spilled over into this record for sure.
Absolutely. So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
Punk, hardcore, metal.
Nice.
Damn right.
That's good.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. So is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this album to invoke in your listeners?
It'd be cool if it evoked the emotion of questioning authority. You don't have to go and protest. You don't have to riot. You don't have to do any of that stuff. But you can also question what people are telling you and maybe seek out alternative views to maybe Frankenstein your own opinion of what you think might be happening. That doesn't mean you need to yell from your perch that you know the answers to everything. It just means that maybe it'd be cooler if you thought of a solution yourself, kept it to yourself. I don't know.
Fair enough. All right.
All right.
So can you talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album, positive or negative?
Everything was positive. Everything was super fun. A lot of the titles and song titles and all that stuff that we've done previously for Death Revision, every time I hear anyone say any of the names of the records besides No Mercy from Electric Eyes, I laugh because a lot of those song titles and album titles are tongue-in-cheek, complete jokes. We are huge fans of New York hardcore and tough guy hardcore, like the toughest guy hardcore. So when we were putting this band together, like, what if we wrote all these tough guy songs and we were just like the skinniest, scrawniest kids that could get beat up if you just sneeze in the wrong direction? How funny would that be? And let's like push it as far as we can and just be as ignorant as possible, which is what we were doing for the first few records. And I guess the funny part is that Keith is legitimately a tough guy. He's like finally legitimized this band that was a complete joke up until now. And now we are actually a tough guy band. It's pretty funny. But in that respect, just a lot of fun to hang with him and get to know him as a person. He's been through a lot of struggles. He's now clean and sober and like perfect gentleman. Rad dude to hang out with, really great creative mind as well. So in that respect, it was just so much fun. And the rest of the band is just tight. They know exactly what they're doing. That's the greatest part, is being able to walk off stage from one band and walk into another and not have to second guess everything and just and be comfortable and confident in everyone else and that they've done all their homework, Yeah. It's a lot of homework with bands, a lot of studying and figuring it out and making sure you know your parts, or else you're going to look like a fool on stage.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. You're going in. What is your snack of choice?
All right. First of all, what I do is I put my laminate on the driver's seat so they don't drive off, because sometimes you can get left at a rest stop.
Oh shit! Has that happened to you before? Did you have
not
to learn
to me.
to do that?
It happened to Howard in like, what was that? It was far. It was like 400 miles. It was in Europe. It could have been like
fucking said anything.
It was him and another guy. We didn't even realize. That's the tour manager's job to make sure that everyone's on board. Yeah. However, you really should put something in the driver's seat just in case. To make sure that they know that someone's because usually it's going to the bathroom. 9 times out of 10, it's not really buying snacks. It's like, oh no, it's like 6:30 in the morning, and if I don't go to the bathroom now, I'm going to have to. Oh, by the way, you can't shit on a bus. You have to bag it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but you have to shit in a bag and then pour coffee grounds on it and then whip it out the window, and hopefully it goes in the grass, not at a car. But you gotta get rid of it because it stinks.
Yeah,
and that's the depravity of being on tour. It's like the gnarliest thing about being on tour. What do I buy when I go in there? I'm vegan, so it's not like I can go into any store and buy anything. There's one brand of Doritos that I like that are vegan. But that's about it. You know what my favorite thing is? Mini saltines. You guys into these?
Oh,
you guys like saltines at all?
I like saltines. I've never had the mini version.
Okay, the mini ones you can just And recently we've been doing on Killswitch has been doing this saltine challenge. There's this challenge on the internet where you're supposed to eat, I think, 12 in a minute. And apparently it's really hard to do because it comes up your mouth. Exactly. It's what I said. Easy. I got to 10. I got really, really close. But I need to practice, and I practice with my minis. So if I see minis at a rest stop, I am buying those things in a heartbeat.
Hell yeah.
And they'll be gone in a day. The entire box.
Bro, they'll be gone in a minute.
In a whole minute.
So for the last couple of questions, we're going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Okay, let's see. I make a pretty cool vegan egg and bacon and cheese sausage sandwich in the morning on a bagel. It's with this stuff called Just Egg, and it really it mimics eggs pretty goddamn close. That would be the perfect meal for me. I'd probably order 2 of those. And a drink would probably be like a Guinness, maybe, just like something to relax me. I would imagine my nerves would be on edge completely. I'm not a heavy drinker. Guinness is super fun though. Maybe a shot or 2. Yeah, I wonder what the feeling of that is. Holy moly.
Probably a lot of anxiety.
Or is it relief? Is it like, okay, this is happening and there's nothing I can do? Just take it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
that's a good question. I've never heard that one before.
I guess it depends on the person and, you know, what they did and how desensitized they are to everything, you know?
That is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Or if they still believe that they didn't do it, then that's like an issue.
True.
It's major.
That's fucked.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
It'd be rad to live in I can't remember the name of that place, but Evangelion time.
Oh.
That'd be pretty sick. Was that New Japan? No, I can't remember what the name of that domed Japan is, but where the city is above ground and then it goes underground, like on a lift. When all the giant robots come out in battle, the entire city goes underground. It's pretty ingenious.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun to be on that building as it sinks in and you see 2 robots fighting in the distance. I'd be down with that.
Sounds good. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person that we've spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
I would say black, but orange. I got orange glasses. Orange has been like a new favorite of mine. No reason why, particularly. Maybe because it's the one color I avoided for so long. But as a graphic designer, I've been using a lot more orange in my designs, and I also like. My drummer calls it hot dog colors, which is yellow and red. And
that's good.
when they get too close, it turns to orange. So maybe that's on my brain too. But I used a lot of yellow and red on the new Death Ray Vision cover, and maybe that blurred in my head to orange. But
fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging orange lately, which is a strange color. It's a vibrant color, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely makes like graphic design shit pop like a lot more. It adds like so much more to it. It's a good color.
I can tell you what my least favorite color is too.
I would love
white. I fucking hate white. I hate anything because I feel like it's like the easy way out in graphic design. If you're doing a black shirt with a white print, it's just so like it's cool. All the bootlegs are that way, and you kind of anticipate that it's going to be a black and white shirt. But I love throwing like a little yellow in there, or maybe a little green into the white, and making it just a soft, different color. It's a weird, stupid graphic design thing, but yeah.
No,
fair enough.
I try to avoid white as much as possible.
Yeah, I fucking hate white because the white shirts get all stained and shit. It's terrible.
That's true too. They look cool for a day, and then you eat spaghetti and you're fucked.
Yeah, I got when I wear a white shirt, I have to keep an extra one with me in the car because I know I'm gonna get something on it.
Whoa. Or you should have a bib.
Oh,
True. I could start carrying one of those.
A new fashion thing.
Hell yeah.
Oh, no.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Sure. Yeah. So like I said, new Death Ray Vision will be out June 30th. We're really excited to finally get it out and get it to the masses. We'll be touring our butts off whenever Killswitch is not on tour. We're doing as much as we possibly can. So we're going to try to make it to wherever you guys, ever these fans are that are watching this. We really appreciate your support. Just a really small band struggling to be on a big label now. So we're going to try and make it as good as we possibly can and really go for it. So we appreciate all the help and support. Killswitch will be on the road in August. We are going back to Europe for the first time since the pandemic. Really excited to go back there. It's been so long, I think 2018, 2019. So it's been far too long. We love Europe, so we can't wait to get back there. We're doing some festivals that we've never done before. We're doing Dynamo for the first time. Cannot wait to play Dynamo. It's such a prestigious festival. And we're also doing Wacken for the second time ever. The first time we did it, we shot the video for This Is Absolution. So that was a long time ago. What was that? As Daylight Dies. So whew. Anyways, I don't get into dates like that. I'm just far too old. But just very excited to get back there and play that another prestigious festival. And one of the cool things we're doing, we're playing one UK show only, and it's called Bloodstock. And at Bloodstock, I'm going to be doing an art gallery. They offered, there's a building that has art in it here and there throughout the festival, and they wanted to do an exhibit with me, which is really cool. It'll be my second exhibit ever, and I'm really stoked to be able to print up some posters and let people check out my artwork. A lot of it is like, I'll take a Killswitch record, like actual vinyl, and open up the gatefold, so you'll see the front, the back, and the other side inside as a poster, so you can really look at what the way I look at it when I'm designing. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting for the viewer. So if you're at Bloodstock in August, please come check it out. I'm really excited to present it to people.
That's fucking awesome.
I'm so happy you're able to do that.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for now. It's been Mike from Death Ray Vision, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.